NorCal. 209 King of Comedy. It's Rick without the K. James presents, in my opinion, podcast.
Lead me on to the topic that you don't want to talk about, but we're going to talk about a little bit. All right. So if you get all heated, we'll stop it and move it on.
You'll see me
to
go
the
like
next
this,
one.
and then he'll cut it out.
Is the COVID? Is the COVID? The vid, right? And I only want to talk about it because I wanted to know. Again, like I said, my sister.
Is it real? Yes.
Yes. I'm not saying that it's not, right? So there we go.
It's real,
We good there, right? Again, my dad's an RN, though he's retired. My sister's an RN, has her master's. So I come from a long. That's usually what I say on my job interview when they're like, "Well, tell me about your background," and I tell them, my dad's an RN, my sister's an RN, my brother's an attorney. Like I have a group of people.
Damn. The black sheep.
I have a group
He's like,
of
I'm
people.
a comic.
Yeah. I have a group of people that I can turn to and ask questions.
Yeah.
So if I don't know it, I'm smart enough to know to ask somebody that does.
Good for you.
Right?
Not a lot of people are.
True. Believe me, especially in this field. But the COVID shit, and my cousin, right? My cousin's a pharmacist too. So I called up and I asked him, I said, "Hey man, what do you think about the vaccine? They're making us get it now and shit. As healthcare workers, we had to have gotten it by October 1st. What's today? The 2nd, right? So that was yesterday.
The 2nd, yeah.
So yesterday you had to be vaccinated. I know the company that I work with.
Oh, for your company.
They've put you on leave as of yesterday. They put you on leave. They're giving you 60 days. If you don't get vaccinated, looks like you're looking for a new job, right?
Right.
I just feel with the vaccine, there's a couple of things. As I was talking to my cousin, who, like I said, who's a pharmacist that fucking dispenses all this shit, because that's where the vaccine is coming
My
from.
boyfriend's
right?
a pharmacist.
So
I got you.
I go, "Hey man, what do you think about the vaccine? And let me ask you this." I said, just me being in the medical field this long, cause I said there's a lot of things that bug me, but the thing that bugged me the most is I feel like we're getting to a point where we don't even check for shit. We're just treating shit. And I said, why? And I said, is it just too expensive to test everybody for antibodies first? I said, let's see, especially when they release the vaccine, let's see who actually needs the vaccine first. Because if you're already showing antibodies for this shit, why do you have to go run out and get a vaccine? Let the people that actually need it first. And he goes, "Nah, because you don't want to hear my answer." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "It's actually cheaper and faster to do that." He goes, "But then that leads into one step of the process before the vaccine, and that might cause confusion." And I go, "Well, that's the second problem, is I believe whatever's getting reported right now is fucking confusing for most people." This is coming from a nurse. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if it confuses me and I'm in the field, it's got to confuse you on don't wear a mask, wear a mask, don't do this.
100%.
We need a booster. And that was another reason why I wanted to wait to get the shot, because I told everybody, because that's what I was doing in January.
It's been a while, though,
right?
so I think you're ready. It's been a while.
But I told people, I said, what's funny is I bet you by the end of the year, they're going to make everybody get booster shots.
All the people with vaccines would be zombies or, microchipped up.
No, I didn't think that. But I knew that they were, because I said, they're giving these vaccines out within 4 months of testing them and shit. And I said, where we don't know the longevity of the vaccine and how it's going to build up, right? And I said, I can guarantee, the same reason we take a flu shot every fucking year, right? And I said, I can guarantee
a little bit different, but okay.
I said, I guarantee within a year, we're already getting booster shots. You know what I mean?
But it's not mandated though. But it is highly encouraged, and it's probably going to be.
It's going to be mandated soon.
Well,
enough,
I think that the vaccine eventually will be mandated throughout so many segments of our culture that it'll feel like it's a federal mandate. But I don't know if they'll actually go as far as actually saying, "Oh, it's a federal mandate. You must do this. Every American citizen must get the vaccine." I'm going to say,
like, all of us public school. I'm guessing all of us public school.
Yeah.
Public school, homeschool.
Yeah.
All of us public school. I can tell. We all got the same vaccines to enter public school. It wasn't the COVID vaccine, but we all had to get the same vaccines.
Right.
And I think it is important to realize that back then there was not the social media phenomenon back then. Uh-huh. So people had they had closer relationships with their doctors and nurses and people who could understand and parse out the data more. When there's the social media phenomenon as kind of like a layer in it, the data gets distorted. People say like one wrong word, and then someone else takes it and twists it, and then it becomes this big thing. I think that I agree. The information that came out is confusing. It's confusing to me.
Confusing as fuck.
Yeah, it's confusing. And the reason why is because this social media layer, which is good. Information sharing is good. I'm not going to say it's not. But this social media layer makes it so easy to take this piece of information and twist it around so that people then become so fearful and so chaotic that a very good thing can become very evil and very feared.
But let me play devil's advocate real quick, because I hear you guys talking about confusion in terms of information that's being relayed. I don't think it was very confusing. I mean,
really?
They told you wear a mask. They told you wash your hands. And they told you
and how
social
were people
distance.
Fucking washing their hands before it's my
but I'm saying is
that's what we do 55 times in an hour.
Right. All of a sudden people are like, "There's no soap here. There's no soap here. There was never soap there."
But what's my question is though, like where's the confusing part in all that? And maybe I'm not asking I'm not asking directly you guys, because obviously you guys are not confused by that. What was the confusing part?
I'm really not trying to confuse my viewers. I'm saying, I've said this from the beginning, is I feel like, again, most of the patients that I've seen with COVID are bigger patients, are obese. 70% of them, I think, are the numbers, or are usually out of shape and not taking care of themselves to begin with. I just find that to be a little bit confusing to the public. Is we let these motherfuckers, diabetes has gone up.
Oh, in kids
we
too.
We let these motherfuckers, in kids too. We let people eat themselves to death.
Right.
And we're not worried about that shit, which is costing healthcare a lot of fucking money. Billions and billions and trillions of dollars. But this comes out and we just act like, oh man, if we're not going to stop it, when less than 1% of people, and then on the other side as a healthcare worker, as you just said, as the vaccines, and again, I'm not trying to play it off, so please don't take this wrong, but I've had this argument with people, is the fact that as a healthcare worker, you've got to sign off most of the time when you start a job, and you got to show your vaccines and shit to make sure you're up to date so you can care for your people.
Yeah.
If you're not updated on your Hep B, they give you a slip.
Get a booster.
You can either get it or you can decline it, right? But you got to sign off saying you're declining it. And I'm like, so it amazes me that you let me decline that, but as a healthcare worker, you're saying, no, you better get your COVID shot.
Okay,
you're not giving me a choice.
You're a nurse, so you know this. How do people get Hep B?
Usually by touching and by contact.
Yeah, so sharing bodily fluids, sharing needles, stuff like that, right?
Which you would be doing as a nurse, right? But you're letting me decline that.
I'm saying COVID's a little bit different, because how do you get COVID?
It's a respiratory infection, so you can cough from across the room. And
so because of the way that it's transmitted, therefore, like you have the option to decline Hep B.
And declining Hep B as a medical professional is saying, I don't want to get the vaccine. I don't want to get Hep B, and I understand that I'm putting myself at risk because you're around needles all the time, you're around blood all the time. Declining COVID as a medical professional is saying
you're going to put other people at risk. There you go. See, you guys. See, we're helping you get your point across. So, and mind you, I did go get my shot. Right.
Shit.
My arm is fucking sore. But I will tell you this. Let's talk about this real quick too. Is if you don't know how to give a shot, there's a lot of videos on fucking YouTube. Please learn how to give shots, because I got my shot all the way up here. The amnion process is not, just learn how to give a shot, goddammit. If you're going to,
or else Rick James is going to call you out on his podcast.
Because it hurts the patient too. So let's talk about that. If your nurse or whoever's giving you, because I got mine, I think, from a pharmacist, right?
Oh, damn.
If they're giving you the shot,
cousin, you're talking about pharmacists like this.
I love pharmacists, man. I tell people, I wish I would have either been a pharmacist or an X-ray tech, right? Those two people have it the easiest. They don't really have to deal with
I hear about them always making money.
Yeah.
Pharmacists and X-ray techs,
yeah,
they get paid
and then they don't have to pay for the malpractice insurance and all that shit. So they're good, right? But I just feel like there's a certain technique to giving a shot, and not to toot my own horn. I'm pretty goddamn good at it. You know what I mean? I could do kids, I could do adults.
It's flu season. Get
you know,
your flu shots from Rick.
You know how many kids I have to do the magic trick for and shit when I do it? If they're
Show
above
us.
a 7, you know, I'm like, hey, you guys ready? How many fingers do I have? And they count them and shit. And I go, And then it comes to this COVID shit. I understand. And we'll get off the subject because I think we talked about everything that we needed to about it, right? I just wanted to know where you felt on that because, again, I've talked to my dad. And my dad's vaccinated. My parents, and they're older. You know what I mean? So I expect them to. I just felt like if you were a healthy person, you didn't have to run out and go get it. You know what I mean? Like if you was a 30-year-old, I saw people, and it kind of scares me knowing that like. I want to say my 17-year-old has gotten both his vaccines already.
Good
you know
for
what I
him.
mean? And, you know, and his mother got vaccinated too, which she got the Johnson & Johnson, so hopefully it don't work. Right?
Wow.
Damn.
Sorry.
Hey, I didn't give her the shot.
Sorry,
I did not
Johnson
give
and
her the shot.
Johnson.
So Rick's son, hey man. Sorry, man. That's how your dad feels.
I hope her vagina rots out.
Wow. There's no vaccine for that.
Boy Charlie Murphy, my main man Rick James. That's the one you think, the comedian Rick James. Get up.
I can't hear my neighbor crying, I can't breathe.
Please hit the subscribe button down low so you can see all new clips, all new episodes coming to you.